Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and recently on a live stream, we covered legal pads with patterned paper and it looked really cool. We came up with one really great idea for a magnetic closure and it looks like this. So it opens up and there's magnets inside, and there was a member of mine that really, a viewer, I say member because Quality Crafts is also a group that she's a part of, that wanted to know how we did this magnetic closure since she missed it. So let's go down to the table, and with this little post-it note pack, I'm going to recreate that for you so that you can use this technique in some of your own crafting. Alright, so I've got one that I already did, and as you can see, there's little flowers on there that match, and you can hear that snapping. This one's pretty well hidden. You don't see the magnets at all, and that's the beauty of it. I made a little goof here, so I may cover that one up later, but we're gonna redo this. If you're doing a regular post-it note size, it's 3 by 3, so I cut my paper 3 inches by 12 inches. And that is because we want part of this to go over the front, like this. And then I'm just going to wrap it around there, all the way around, trying to keep it in between and as straight as we can, and wrap this back around on this side. Depending on which way you want it to open, it's up to you. And then bend back the rest of the paper and make a little score mark there so that you know that's where you want it to end, and then just cut it off. That way, if you're not sure you have the exact size, it's always going to work this way. You don't have to worry about it not fitting. So that's why I cut it 12 by 12 so that I can get that on there. Okay, and then I'm going to double check that it fits over the top and it looks great and everything matches up well. And then if you want, you can take your bone folder, which is right here, and then just crease these sides in and make sure that everything lines up before you finish up with that. And I like the look that after it closes up together, I'm going to make it open the same way as the other one did. I really like the look of rounding out the corners on this front panel. I think it looks really neat. And then all we need is 2 circles to cover up our magnet. And you can, it doesn't matter if the circle itself is camouflaged in here like this one is, or whether it sticks out. So I'm just going to use some paper that matches, and I've got some of this yellow that kind of goes with it. It's from the same paper pack, so all the colors match. I'm going to cut out 2 2-inch circles from this. And depending on how large your magnet is, then you want to go bigger with your circle, because you're going to want all the edges of your circle to touch the paper while the magnet is in the middle. And as I get going, you'll understand exactly what I mean. I'm using these little tiny magnets that are 1/4 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch. I got them on Amazon. You'll have to look them up only because they no longer sell them from the place that I got them from, but they're all over the place. You can check eBay as well. And what I want to do is take my tape here. I am going to tape the magnets in, but first I'm just going to tape this right into the booklet itself. So I'm just going to put some of this tape on the end, in the back. Now there are a lot of different videos out there showing you how to create little booklets and things for these. Make really cute little teacher gifts and all that stuff. And when you put this in here, you want to make sure that you line it up with the bottom edge really well. And then hopefully it will align with the top edge exactly how you like it. That looks great. Now also with this tape, you want to decide where your magnet is going to go. I'm going to cover up my magnet with a dot that goes about here. So around the middle-ish is where you want it to go. Put your tape down. I'm going to zoom in on this just a little bit. Put your tape there and put your first magnet right on top of there. And then take a longer piece of tape, make it go over the top of there just so it stays in place there, because we're going to put this down on the top, but we want all of the edges of this circle to touch the paper, make a good contact, and glue down so nothing can fall out of there. Now, I find that if you smear out the glue with your finger, not only will it go all the way to the edge, which is great, but it will dry a little bit quicker. So I didn't put glue on the middle, you notice, because that's where that tape's going to stick while I'm working on getting this to go down on all sides of this circle. Now this is where it's important that your circle be big enough to go around and touch while your magnet is still in the middle. So if your magnet was really tall, you'd need a larger circle so that every inch of that circle all the way around the very edge can stick down to the paper. So now the magnet is hid underneath there. I'm just wiping off my glue and making sure all the edges are stuck. You're going to want to flip that open and then let your next magnet click onto and stick where it's going to go. Because this is how you're going to tell exactly where to put the next one. You're going to put a little bit of black ink right on top of that magnet and then line everything up really, really well and let that magnet touch the other side of the paper so that it leaves this little black mark. That's how you're going to know where to put your next magnet. Now I didn't move that magnet, and I did that on purpose because I'm going to put a piece of tape over the top of that, and don't worry, because once we remove the liner we'll be able to see through exactly where that dot is. Now I'm going to take this magnet, I'm going to flip it over and put it on here. It's very important that you keep the right side down so that when you put this together the magnets stick to one another. And then the same as the other magnet, I'm going to take a piece here and it's going to go right over the top. And that's just to secure it until we get our circle over it and so everything stays down. Now here's our other circle. We're just going to put a little bit of glue around the edges we did the first one. I'm going to smear that out, not touching the middle because we want that tape to be able to adhere there so everything stays there while we're gluing. You know, and try to get it centered as best you can. And then push down your edges. Now the more glue you use, the longer you're going to have to wait for that to dry. And that's why I smeared out with my fingers as well. And then when you shut this, it should snap right together and you should have really great edges. And then you can put a little sentiment on here or a little butterfly or something really fun and cute to make this a little, you know, inexpensive gift that you can give teachers or anyone for Christmas or birthdays or any kind of a celebration. I hope you enjoyed this cute little tip on how to make a magnetic closure and that you can use it on some of the crafts of your own and projects that you're doing. And I can't wait to see you guys next video.